Hi, this is PGSMaths, and in this video we're going to be looking at finding the averages from lists of numbers. Apologise now for the quality of the sound. I am losing my voice. I'll probably re-record the audio later. So what are the averages that we need to calculate? What does the word average mean? Well, there are four averages that we can look at to compare data. The first one is called mode. The adjective form of this is modal, so could we say the modal colour, the modal pet. It is used to describe the mode of another word. And all this means is most common. So this is used to find out things like what's the most common pet that households have, or what's the most popular house that should run the government. Next we have median. Now median is the number in the middle when numbers are sorted. So if we sorted people by height, we would choose the middle one. It's a fair representation of the whole group. It ignores this person that would be really tall, it ignores the really short person, and just finds something that would be in the middle of our list. But it has to be sorted. Otherwise, you could potentially have the tallest person stood in the middle, and that wouldn't be very fair. Next we have range, which is a distance. It's a distance that we would travel from the beginning to the end of something. So we have things like an archery range, which is a distance in which you shoot arrows. With numbers, it's how far do you go from the smallest number to the biggest number. The final average is called mean, and this is the one that most people start to learn at a very young age. It's when you share everything equally by adding all the numbers together. So in this case we would put all the money together and end up with £60, and then share it equally. Well, there's 5 notes here, so that would 60 divided by 5, which is £12. So if all these notes had the same value, they would add up to £12 each. So let's look at this in an example question, which probably demonstrates it a little bit better. If we were asked to find the averages of 6, 1, 3, 1, 5, 4 and 1. Well, the problem with this is that my list is not in order yet. So the first thing you should always do is to sort the numbers from smallest to biggest. So the smallest number we've got is 1. Well, there's 3 of those, so we put them all next to each other. 1, 1, 1. After that we just continue moving up our list, finding the next smallest number. So in this case we'd go 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now our numbers are in order, it's much easier to calculate the averages. So let's start off with our first one, mode, the most common. Well, the number that shows up the most in this list would just be the number 1, and that would be your answer. If there was no number that was the most common, so if we only had 1 of every number, there would be no mode. If there was multiple numbers, so let's say we had 3 3s, so 1 1 1 3 3 3, again there is no number which is more common, therefore no mode. Median. So we've sorted our list out and we want to find the number that's in the middle. There's a few ways of doing this, but the easiest one is where you start to ignore the extremes. So you can cross out the first and last number. Keep going until you're left with only 1 or 2 numbers left in the middle. In this case we're left with the number 3, so our median would be the number 3. If we were left with 2 numbers in the middle, we would have to find a number that would lay between both of them. But in this case we could just choose the number 3. Range. The range goes from the smallest number to the biggest number. What's the distance? So our smallest number is 1, our biggest number is 6. So if we take the biggest number and subtract the smallest number, we'll be left with 5, which is our range, the distance between the numbers. The final question, mean, is the one that takes the most calculations. Firstly, let's add together all of our numbers. 6, add 1 is 7, 10, 11, 16, 20 and 21. So if I add together all of my data, all of these numbers, I get the number 21. But how many numbers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to divide by 7. I'm going to split this 21 back up between the values. So 21 divided by 7 gives me a mean of 3. If you'd like any more help with this or any other topics, please let me know in the comment section below, or send me a message at Twitter or on Facebook at PGSMaths. Our challenge for the day is a little bit of problem solving. What number needs to be added to this list to make the mean, median and mode all equal the same? Experiment, try a few different numbers, see what you get.